friend, and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to crochet this bag, which is made from flower granny squares. In the previous video, I already showed you how to crochet this flower granny square. I'll leave the link on the screen. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure to check it out before starting this tutorial, because today we're only focusing on how to join the squares together to complete the bag. For materials, we'll be using the same ones as when making a granny square: white and green yarn, a 3.0mm crochet hook, scissors, and a yarn needle. To make this bag, you'll need 10 granny squares. I'm using 4 with white flowers and 6 with green flowers, arranged alternately. Of course, you can make all 10 in the same color if you prefer. Once you have your 10 squares ready, lay them out flat. Arrange them like this, and then we'll join them together. I'll use a drawing to illustrate the layout, so it's easier for you to follow. I'll also show you the joining lines in the drawing, and there are 6 joining lines in total, and I've numbered. That's all the preparation done, so let's get started. I'm gonna show you how to join the granny squares using slip stitches. I'll start by joining line number 1, connecting 6 granny squares together. So I'll use green yarn for joining. Make a slip knot and place it on your hook. Then take the first 2 squares. I'm gonna call the white square on top is the top square, and the green square underneath is the bottom square. At the corner of the square, you'll see a chain space between 2 trebles. That's where we'll begin. Place the first square with the right side facing down and insert your hook through the back loop of the chain space. Then take the second square with the right side facing up and insert your hook through the front loop of the same chain space. Now you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's your first slip stitch to join the 2 granny squares. Repeat the same process. Insert your hook through the back loop of the top square and the front loop of the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Continue, insert your hook through the back loop of the top square and the front loop of the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Continue like this along the edge until you reach the chain space between the 2 trebles at the corner. So that is where the join ends. The last joining is in the chain stitch between the 2 treble crochets. At the end of each join, make a chain to give a little space between the squares. After joining the first 2 squares, move on to the next pair. Make sure the colors are alternating, just like this. Start the next join in the same way, beginning at the chain space between 2 trebles. Insert your hook through the back loop of the top square and the front loop of the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Keep repeating the slip stitch join until you've completed all the joining lines. After reaching the end point, remember to chain 1 to create a little space. Then take 2 more granny squares to continue joining. The process is the same. Start the chain space between the 2 trebles and use slip stitches to join the back loop of top square with the front loop of the bottom square. When you finish a line, chain 1, cut the yarn, and leave a tail to weave in later. Next, continue with the second join. Take 2 more granny squares and place them like this, so we'll make a line that crosses over the first join. Start the next line with a slip knot and continue joining with slip stitches. The process is the same. Start at the chain space between the 2 trebles, and use slip stitches to join the back loop of the top square with the front loop of the bottom square. At the point where it crosses the first join, I'll make 1 chain to go around that join. After that, I'll start joining the next 2 squares at the treble stitches of the top and bottom squares, because in the first join, we already joined at the chain stitch. Continue joining until you finish the second line. After finishing the 2 diagonal joins, we'll connect along the corner line together with the granny square placed at the end. Watch my hands here. I'll join these 4 squares first, then fold 2 of them together to join, and finally connect them with 1 separate square. We'll still start with a slip knot and continue joining with slip stitches, just like before. At the point where it crosses the previous join, remember to make one chain around that join. Here, I'll also chain one to create a space before continuing to join the two squares together. I finished one part of the third joining. This joint corresponds to the bottom corner of the bag like this. Continue the third joining on the separate piece. The fourth join will be done the same way as the third join. Go ahead and pause the video while you finish joining your squares, and I'll see you when it's done. After finishing that, I'll join the last two lines here. I've already completed one like this, so go ahead and finish the other one. Once all the joins are done, you'll see the yarn tails we left after each join. Use a needle to secure the corners and weave in the ends. I'll skip this part here. At this stage, the shape of the bag is basically done. Next, we'll work on the handles. With green yarn, make a slip knot and place it on your hook. Start at this corner of the bag. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and make a single crochet. You can use a stitch marker here to mark the beginning of the round. Then work one single crochet into each stitch all the way around the edge of the bag. Keep making single crochets into each stitch all the way around the edge of the bag. When you come back to the beginning, finish the round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. That's the first round done. In the second round, we'll continue working around the edge of the bag, and at the top corners, we'll start making the straps. Chain 1 and continue with single crochets into each stitch around. The top of the bag is at the chain space between 2 trebles on round 4. You can line it straight up from there. When you reach the first top corner, we'll start the strap by chaining 70. You can adjust the number of chains depending on how long you want your strap to be. Once you finish the chain, attach it to the opposite corner with a single crochet. Then continue working single crochets along the edge. At the next top corner, make another chain of 70 for the second strap, and secure it to the opposite corner with a single crochet. Then continue working single crochets around the rest of the bag. For the third round, work single crochets around the edge of the bag as usual. For the straps, instead of single crochets, we'll work half double crochets into each chain. Start round 3 with a chain 1, then continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch along the edge of the bag, stopping when you reach the strap. For the strap, I'll make a half double crochet into each stitch. Insert your hook through both loops of each chain, yarn over, and complete a half double crochet. Repeat across the strap until you reach the end, then continue single crochets along the edge of the bag. Here is the strap after it's finished. Then continue single crochets along the edge of the bag and repeat the same for the second strap. I've finished the first 3 rounds for the edge of the bag and the straps. You can make this part thicker by adding more rounds, which will make the strap wider and the edge of the bag longer. For mine, I'll add 1 more round, making single crochets into each stitch all the way around the edge of the bag and along the straps. You'll also start the round with a chain 1, then make 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. To finish, slip stitch into the first single crochet at the beginning of the round. Now let's make a decorative border for the straps to make them stand out more. I'll use white yarn for this border, then make a slip knot and yarn over on your hook and start at the end of round 4. For this border, we'll alternate between back loops and front loops, working 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So in the first stitch, insert your hook into the back loop and work 3 double crochets into it. In the next stitch, insert your hook into the front loop and again work 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Continue alternating back loop and front loop, making 3 doubles in each, until you've gone all the way around the edge in both straps. Here's how it looks once one side of the strap is done. Go ahead and repeat the same steps on the other side of the bag. Now the bag and the strap edges are finished. The last step is to add a little border to the inside edge of the bag. I've already done one side, so I'll show you how to do the other. With white yarn, make a slip knot. Insert your hook into the corner of the bag and attach the yarn with a slip stitch. Make sure to insert your hook only through the back loop of each stitch, since we'll be working this border and back loop only. Then chain 2 more and slip stitch into the only next back loop stitch. Repeat this pattern all along the edge. Chain 3, slip stitch into the next stitch. Once you reach the end, cut the yarn, secure it, and weave in the ends. And that's it! The flower granny square bag is complete. The bag measures about 25 centimeters in width, 19 centimeters in height, and the strap length is around 21 centimeters. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and make a beautiful bag for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.